Guys, welcome back to my channel, Critics Cup. My name is Jacob, and today we're having a look at every LEGO Marvel exclusive 2024 minifigure. There's been quite a few this year, but I feel like this year has been a little bit underwhelming, but it has also been the grand return of the X-Men, as well as some other characters we haven't seen in quite a while, like Red Hulk and Drax in his normal look. But if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like and subscribe. We're fast approaching the 2025 wave, so I'm very excited to be reviewing those sets and doing other comparison videos in the coming months. So make sure you stay tuned for all those. But let's jump into it. Here's the grand return of every LEGO X-Men minifigure that we got this year in 2024. We only had 3 sets technically for the X-Men this year. And you're probably wondering, wait, we only got the X-Mansion and the X-Jet. Well, we also got the Cerebro promo and came with a different version of Professor X, which I'm including in this video because it is technically a Marvel minifigure, even though it uses old Lego City and old DC parts and stuff like that. I'm still including it. So yeah, it's kind of weird that we've got 2 versions of Professor X, but neither of them have exclusive prints, which is a real shame. Along the front row is all the characters that we have never gotten in physical form for the very first time this year. We got 6 brand new characters, which is epic to see. And it's great to have more X-Men finally. Hopefully LEGO continue making some in the late half of 2025, as there's no X-Men sets in the first half. Iceman, Gambit, who's had a fantastic year in 2024 in both animation and live action, which is really cool. We've got Rogue, who came in 2 sets. Bishop, who I never thought would get. Jean Grey, who's been sorely missing all these years, considering we've gotten Cyclops quite a few times over the years. Speaking of Cyclops, he's got 2 different versions, one with leg printing from the Mansion and one without from the X-Jet, making this version of Magneto the only exclusive minifigure in the X-Jet. So I know it's very controversial that people don't like that version of Magneto, but if you get the X-Men Mansion, we get the version and the grand return of the helmet after the Mighty Micros line since 2017, I believe it was. Another version of Wolverine, which is a downgrade from the CMF, and then Storm, which, apart from no leg printing, is a fantastic upgrade from the CMF with the yellow striping on the cape. We also got a build for the Sentinel, which we haven't seen in quite some time either, in 10 years basically. Nice to see some X-Men love finally from LEGO. It looks like next year we're getting some love for the Spider-Verse films, as we're getting a Spider-Verse set and a CMF in September. So that is brilliant to see that LEGO are finally stepping into the stuff that people have been wanting to see for so long. Our next little subcategory is all the Spider-Man minifigures we got this year, which isn't a lot considering how popular Spider-Man is. So we got a new version of Peter Parker from Spidey and His Amazing Friends in Gold, which is really nice, but no other classic versions of Spider-Man in a new outfit at all. However, we did get a new version of Miles Morales. So Miles Morales had 2 minifigures this year, which was pretty cool. I love the Christmas sweater, but it's probably one of my least favourites, as you'll see in that video. We got a random recolor of the Spider-Man headpiece in white, which is fantastic for an anti-Venom Spider-Ham custom, whatever you want to call it. Spider-Gwen had 2 different versions with different arm attachments, which were a bit strange. I dislike the most from this year is they did a little sub thing with Venomized characters where they did Green Goblin and Doc Ock. But I kind of wish they just went all out with it and did more Venomized characters. Like, what's the point in just doing 2 villains? A little bit disappointed that LEGO just kind of gave up on that so quickly. Even though we have got Venomized Iron Mans in the past. I just would have liked to see some heroes, like a Venomized Captain America or something would have been really cool. Or Venomized Hulk would be really cool to get one day. Also as well, we finally got the Lizard after many, many years of waiting. So now we finally have him. So we have both of the main villains from the Amazing Spider-Man films in minifigure form. Armin Zola, the first time ever getting him, even though it's in the cartoony Amazing Friends style, it's still really cool to get him. We also got a classic version of Electro, be it a female version. So if you want to count her as a new character, you can. Every MCU minifigure we got brand new for this year. So we got a little for Ragnarok set, which was very random but really cool to get Surtur. A Fire Demon, which we've never gotten. And this version of Thor, which is also different and new for this look. Got a tribute to the Guardians of the Galaxy 10-year anniversary with a Milano and some other sets. And also, for some reason, a random Baby Groot minifigure size to go with the buildable rocket raccoon. At the back there, we got Ronan the Accuser, who we haven't seen. So we got Ronan the Accuser, who we haven't seen in 10 years either. I included this Loki because the green rubber cape is exclusive to the Leviathan set at the time of recording this video. Apart from that, the minifigure is exactly the same, but it's a new moulded element specific to him. We got a mini 2 sets of Avengers Age of Ultron, which was a bit random considering it's the 10-year anniversary of the film next year. And no Ultron minifigures, but we are getting a comic version in January, which is cool. Strange that LEGO decided to make these sets now rather than next year. We got the Brave New World set with 4 new minifigures, and I included the Lizard again because he was a one-off from No Way Home in January. It was a pretty decent year for them. Could have done with maybe a Winter Soldier base set, would have been really cool to get after its 10-year anniversary, considering they did sets for the Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed they didn't do that for that movie. This is a little category I'm calling the leftover minifigures, which being the Hulk minifigure we got last year with a new face print, which is disappointing. Another version of Captain America from the book, and a War Machine mech, which is one of the best minifigures of this year in my opinion. If you're an Iron Man suit collector, there's 4 new sets for 2025 that there are to collect. Well, this one's more of a robot slash drone, but the Iron Legion is normally included in people's Hall of Armor, so I'm including it here. Another remake suit, a wacky version, and one of the cooler War Machine suits. But yeah, only 4 this year, so, and they're all relatively cheap. These 2 are really cheap to get in one set, and he comes in a mech. He's the most expensive Iron Man, but also really cool as well. My favourite category that I like to do every year is minifigures that we've never gotten in physical form being made for the first time for that respective year. So we've got 6 X-Men that have finally been made in minifigure form, a couple of Amazing Friends minifigures, 2 new MCU characters from older films, 2 brand new characters we haven't met yet in the film, as well as a bonus buildable character. So quite a few different new characters that we've never gotten. They are pretty cool, but also a bit sporadic. But the X-Men are definitely the biggest highlight for all us fans personally, myself as well. I love that we finally got the Lizard, and the rest I could have taken or leave. I mean, it's cool to get the new Falcon. Hopefully he plays a bigger role in the MCU. But I'm really impressed that we got Surtur, a character that was missing from the original Thor Ragnarok wave. So it's great to get him. And if there's a particular character you guys like to collect and you want every minifigure of, here's all the minifigures that had more than one version. Notice how everyone only had 2 versions and not 3 or 4. Sometimes we get that from year to year. But we've got 2 completely different versions of Magneto. Professor X's, which you'll be able to make yourselves with your own Lego City parts. Miles got a couple figures, 1 comic, 1 Amazing Friends. Iron Man, there's a couple of them from Tony Stark. I never thought we'd get a minifig version of Baby Groot, but we did. I've just included Cyclops because of the leg print difference. Really strange, we've got 2 Captain Americas so close together. And the Hulk, it's really cool to get a new Age of Ultron version, but that minifigure with a new face print is so underwhelming. And that budget could have gone towards any other character that we haven't gotten before, but they chose a new face print for some reason. And of course, the most expensive minifigures would be the minifigures exclusive to the X-Men Mansion, as it's nearly £300. The 2 cheapest you could get is War Machine from the mech and Loki from a magazine If You Live in Europe. But technically, the most expensive will probably end up, one of the more expensive ones will end up being is this version of Professor X, because of the limited release of that promo with only purchases of the X-Men Mansion. Even though all these pieces you can find yourselves on Bricklink or something like that and make it yourself. But in a way and in a sense, it's the rarest minifigure of this whole year, which is kind of crazy. And that's going to do it, guys, for my look at every LEGO Marvel 2024 minifigure. There's been huge standouts this year, such as getting some X-Men characters that we've been waiting so long to get in physical form, a Spider-Man villain in the Lizard that we have never gotten, and some other highlights, but also some downsides as well throughout this wave in general for the whole year. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, and which minifigures are your favourites. List your top 5 or top 10 in the comments. Or if you're brave enough and you want to list every single minifigure and rank them, feel free to do so. And I'll see you all in the next video. Stay tuned for the 2025 LEGO Marvel sets.